Hello, welcome back to Yoga with Paige. Today we have a nice spine mobility flow. We're going to be doing a lot of big exaggerated movements, get the spine warmed up, get it all juiced up, moving around, just having some fun with this one today. So whenever you're ready, grab your mat and let's get started. So if this feels comfortable to you, today we're going to start in a little toe stand to kind of just begin warming the feet up. Give a little wiggles here. Even though we're talking about spine mobility, everything's connected. Shoulders, chest, all the way down to the feet, especially the hips. So we're going to be working a little bit of everything today, don't worry. All right, get the feet a little bit warmed up here. We're going to place the hands, backs of the hands on the mat, very gently, not forcing anything here, just gently rocking onto the wrists a little bit, just kind of warming them up. Maybe rocking side to side a little. Gonna have a lot of fluid movements today. And untucking the hands, pointing the fingertips out to the sides of the mat, leaning onto the wrists a little, and just moving side to side. A little bounce, a little sway. Just warming up the wrists. And coming back to sit on the feet, we're actually going to be untucking the toes, bringing the knees wide, walking the fingertips out for wide child's pose, finding feels good here. Keeping an active child's pose, steepling the fingers, reaching out, opening up the shoulders. Maybe laying the forehead down on the mat, rocking the neck side to side, giving a little forehead massage. And gently raising up. We're going to be lifting the left hand to the sky and reaching it underneath the right shoulder, coming to lie on the left shoulder for a little thread the needle child's pose cross here. It's like a hybrid. So leaning on the left shoulder, option to extend the right arm behind, grabbing the lower back or top of the thigh for a half bind. Breathing nice and deep here. And gently coming undone wherever we are, coming back into child's pose and reaching up with the right hand, coming under the left shoulder, coming to lie on the right shoulder. And if we brought the arm back on the other side, we can do that now. Opening up through the chest, really pulling that left shoulder back. This one always brings a smile to my face. And on the exhale, gently releasing, pressing back up. Bringing the knees together, tabletop pose, clawing through the fingers, finding our foundation. We're going to be taking a really exaggerated cat-cow today. So clawing through the fingers, dipping the nose basically to the mat. Inhale, dropping the belly. And exhale, bending the knees, bringing the hips back, rounding through the back. Dipping down on the inhale. And rounding through the back on the exhale, really spreading the shoulder blades, apart. Maybe finding little circles here. You can find side to side movement. deep inhale and exhale, and we meet back in tabletop. Finding our foundation and straightening the right leg behind us, crossing it over to the left, gazing at the toes, finding a nice stretch in the right side of the body. And bringing it back behind us, extending the left arm in front and that leg the opposite behind. And we crunch, bringing knee to nose, and extend, and crunch, and extend. And last time, crunch, and releasing back down to tabletop. Extending the left leg behind, crossing it over, gazing at that lovely, lovely foot behind you. Finding a nice stretch right here. Ooh. And bringing it back behind, extending the right arm out. Deep breath in and exhale, crunch. Inhale to find length and exhale, knee to nose. Exhale. And one more. Exhale. Coming back down into tabletop. Tucking the toes, sending the hips back, walking the hands forward for downward facing dog, clawing through the fingers. Starting to pedal the feet, bending the knees, one knee at a time, maybe moving the hips side to side. Finding any movement here that feels good. Remember, the more exaggerated, the sillier, the better. Spine is gonna love all of this movement. Pedaling through the feet, waking up the calves, reaching the heels down to the mat. Ears by the biceps. Finding stillness in your downward facing dog. Reaching the sit bones up to the sky. Gazing at the hands, we're going to do some spinal rolls, very slow. Starting with the heels, we lift the heels. Slowly start shifting the weight forward as we round through the back. Starting with the lower back, the lumbar, through the thoracic. Ending with the head, gazing up, bending the knees, and sending the hips up and back, grounding through the fingertips. Moving slowly with intention. Bending the knees, finding that nice concave before meeting back in downward facing dog. Rounding through the back. Playing with this opposition of curvatures of the spine. Push and pull. The give and take. Nice and slow. Keeping the shoulders down, away from the ears. One more round. Make it a good one. And ending in downward facing dog, pedaling out the feet. Grounding through the left foot, raising the right, three-legged dog. Bending the knee, bringing it into the nose, sending it back. Knee to nose, and send the leg back. One more time, knee to nose, this time keep it here. And drop that chin gently down for half pigeon, untucking the left foot. Finding what feels good here first. Playing with our positioning of the hips, thinking of sending the left hip forward so we're square. Maybe we place a block under our right hip, playing with the angle of the foot. And once we're here, starting to add in some movement, some twists, some little wiggles. Maybe we raise the arms and just play with the feeling of the weight in the hips. Really finding what feels good here, what's enjoyable for you in this pose. Taking a nice deep inhale and exhaling to fold over the leg, coming down onto the forearms. I like to move like side to side, almost like a little snake right here, because it really gets me feeling it more in my outer hip. One more nice deep breath. And we exhale, pushing back up, chest lifted. Steepling the fingers as a little bit wider than the yoga mat. We're going to be doing a little bit of rolls again with the spine. But this time on the exhale, we're going to gaze to the left, turn our cheek almost so the cheek is hitting the mat. Maybe it doesn't touch the mat. And inhale back up, and on the next exhale, down to the other side. Finding nice fluid movements, moving with the breath. Tucking the chin into the chest. Remember, really exaggerated movements. Evening out both sides, inhaling back up to center, planting the hands, tucking the left foot toes, and taking the right leg back into three-legged dog. Exhaling back to downward facing dog. Grounding through the right foot, lifting the left. Bringing the knee into the chest, touching knee to nose, and three-legged dog. Knee to nose, back out straight. Knee to nose, out straight. And last time, hold this one. And we'll gently release the shin onto the mat. Finding what feels good here, noticing how we feel different on this side. This side's usually a little tighter for me. My left side. Be rolling the shoulders down and back, sinking into that hip a little bit more, pulling the right hip, thinking of sending it straight out in front, squaring off the hips. That's the most important part for pigeon, having the hips square so we really feel it in all parts equally. Taking a nice deep breath. And exhale, coming onto the forearms, if that feels good. Finding our little snaky slithers here. Finding our little wiggles. Taking nice deep breaths. And exhale, gently pressing back up, steepling the fingers. Inhale, look up. And exhale, coming down, gazing over to the right side. And coming back up and over to the left. Just having fun with it, not caring what we look like. Maybe we feel a little silly. We're all doing it together for the good of the spine, good of your health. I really enjoy these like fluid, dynamic movements. And gently evening out both sides. Planting the hands in front, tucking the toes, sending that left foot back, three-legged dog. And coming back into downward facing dog, pedaling out the feet. Finding a little hip wiggle here. Gazing at the hands, walking or jumping up to meet the hands. I'm gonna take a slow little meander. And folding over the legs. Planting the right hand, taking the left up to the sky, bending that right knee, finding a deeper twist. Breathing into the space of the lower back. Visualizing the energy there, the life there. And exhale to forward fold, planting the left hand. Bending that left leg. Inhale and exhale to twist a little bit deeper. And exhale, forward fold. Inhale to halfway lift. Bringing the hands, clasping the hands behind the back. And forward fold, finding a little bit of space between the feet, about hip width. Letting the hands and the arms fall down to the mat, letting gravity do the work. Can keep a bend in the knees. Shaking out the head. Releasing any tension in the neck, maybe drawing a little infinity sign. And gently releasing the hands back to the mat. Inhale, bending the knees, raising the hands for chair, sinking into the hips, finding our foundation, rolling the shoulders back. And exhale, bringing the hands behind, coming onto the toes. Inhale, dropping onto the heels, raising the arms above the head, and exhale, airplane arms onto the toes. One more time, inhale for chair, and exhale to rain the hands down, forward fold, planting both hands, stepping that left foot back, and excuse me, untucking the toes. For low lunge. Inhaling, lifting the chest, wrong arm, lifting the chest, windmilling the right arm behind us, keeping the left in front, straightening out the arms, gazing over your right shoulder. Rolling the shoulders down and back, taking a nice inhale, and sinking a little bit deeper on the exhale. And bringing that right arm back around, sweeping it around, shifting the weight back, tucking that left foot behind us, coming to sit on the sit bones. Keeping that right leg extended, squaring off the hips. Inhale, long back, and exhale, forward fold over that leg. Inhale to keep a nice extension, and exhale to forward fold. Whenever we feel like rounding wants to happen, that's where we stop and we find a little wiggle. If we can reach the foot, that helps. It's a little fun. Or if we have a strap, or if we're here, finding a little bit of wiggle room. Inhale and exhale, allowing yourself to just melt over that leg. Taking a nice deep breath. Gently coming back up to center, planting the left hand behind, lifting the hips, reaching with the right arm overhead. Finding a little curve here, reaching behind, opening the chest. And straightening out, gazing at the left hand, swooping the arm, the right arm in front of the face, finding some circles here. Gazing at the left fingertips and swooping that right arm around, turning, pivoting, taking that left leg back, coming into plank position, sending the hips back, downward facing dog. We're turning you around, clawing through the fingers, gazing at the hands, walking or jumping up to the front of the mat. Feet hip width apart, inhale, chair pose. Sinking into the hips. Nice big inhale, and on the exhale, airplane, arms coming onto the toes. Inhale onto the heels, arms lifted. Exhale, shifting the weight forward onto the toes. Inhale, last time, back up into chair. And exhale, rain the fingers down. Planting the hands, stepping that right foot back, coming into low lunge. Untucking the toes, windmilling, starting with the left arm, coming into our revolved low lunge. Spreading through the fingertips, gazing over our left fingers. Rolling the shoulders down and back, pinching them together. One more round of breath. And windmill that left arm back around, shifting the weight back, tucking the right foot underneath us, coming into Janu Sirsasana. Inhale to find length and exhale to fold over. One more time, inhale. Maybe hands come above the head, and exhale, folding over. Stopping wherever our back wants to round and finding a little movement. And on your next exhale, folding over the leg, letting the head come onto the leg. If that feels comfortable, letting the back round a little bit. Still flexing that left foot. Gently coming back up, planting the right hand, lifting the hips, reaching over with the left. And bringing it in front of the face, arm circles. Last one, planting that left hand down, coming into downward facing dog. Grounding through the left foot, raising the right, three-legged dog. Bending the knee, coming into the chest, hugging it into the chest, sending it back, three-legged dog. Bending the knee through the chest, turning on that left inside foot, corner of the foot, and extending the right fallen triangle, reaching with the left arm up to the ceiling. And replacing that left hand, taking the right back, three-legged dog. Releasing it back down to meet the left, pedaling out the feet. Raising the left, three-legged dog, bending the knee, taking it into the chest, and sending it back straight. One more time, into the chest, and straightening it, sending it through the arms, raising the right fallen triangle. Breathing here, lifting the chest, and releasing the right arm back to the mat, taking the left to meet the right in downward facing dog, bending the knees, coming into child's pose. Finding one breath here. And slowly roll up, shifting the weight onto the knees and the hands, keeping the chin tucked into the chest. Coming all the way through, lying down on the belly, coming into cobra, repositioning our hands here. Inhale, gaze up at the ceiling, the head drop back. And exhale, tucking the toes, sending the hips up, downward facing dog. Inhale, gazing at the hands, walk or jump up to the front of the mat, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, flattening the back. Exhale, forward fold, bending the knees, turning out the toes, coming into yogi squat. Finding what feels good here, our hip width, our feet width. Starting to move the hips, roll around on the ankles, feeling all parts of our feet. Keeping the hips down towards the mat. Maybe hands come to heart center. Maybe arms come up. We lift the booty up a little bit. We play around. And gently releasing, taking the hands behind us, keeping the knees bent, fingers towards the feet. Finding reverse plank here. Straightening, kicking that right leg up, bending it over the left, coming down to sit. And inhale, press up. And exhale, come down to sit. Inhale, press up, gaze up. And back down. Inhale, press up, last time. And back down, tucking that left foot underneath the right. Coming into fire log pose. And just walking those fingertips around, letting the back round if we like, just falling over those legs, letting the forehead come onto the mat. Taking a nice deep breath. Letting go of some tension here. Finding somewhere you're holding tension. Release it. One more nice big inhale. And on the exhale, gently coming back up, placing the hands behind us, shifting our weight back, uncrossing the legs, coming back into reverse plank. Kicking that left leg up, bending it over the knee, dropping the booty down, and sending it up. And back down, and sending it up, and back down, and up. And back down, hover, and up. Last time, you did great. This time, tucking the right leg underneath the left. Folding over. Nice deep breaths here, starting to slow the breath rate back down. Finding our normal breathing pattern if we haven't already. And gently coming back up on our next exhale, uncrossing the legs. I'm gonna take one more chest opener. Inhale the arms above the head, grabbing onto the opposite elbows and bringing them back, lifting the chest to the sky, rolling the shoulders back. And taking them to the right side, finding a little lateral stretch in the ribs. Exhaling through center and finding the other side. Inhaling. Coming back through center, gently releasing. Thank you for joining me today. I hope you found some nice funky little fluid movements in here. If you liked all the spinal rolls, let me know what you think in the comments down below, and I will see you next time. Namaste.